does not look exceptionally lean, pretend I'm a woman. This would not be overly conditioned on stage. Oh, you should have dieted harder. Well, why don't you flex?
This is a brain rot special.
Tia Matic cooking in the basement.
When you see someone super hot, it just kind of automatically that you think they're hot. You're not doing any kind of formal analysis. You're not like, oh, let me see her shoulder-waist ratio. You just either feel it or you don't. That's deep, inbuilt evolutionary logic.
I disagree. I don't think that's just evolutionary logic. I think that it's trained through our environment. We're certainly born with certain things that we're attracted to, but it's heavily influenced by our environment. If for the last 20 years you've been bombarded by images of women with breast implants or women with BBLs, and you're told this is attractive, this is how you should look, eventually it changes your mind and you think, yeah, that is attractive. We eventually like those things. But for example, back in the day, Marilyn Monroe was more attractive, or even going back down centuries, higher levels of body fat were seen to be more attractive. Or really, back in the day, people didn't want a proper tan. That was a sign that you perhaps worked out in the sun, that you were poor. And so the whiter your skin, the better. And so when you saw somebody with very white skin, pale, wow, you're hot. Look at your pale skin. But today, oh, you got a tan. You look like Coach Greg. You've been out in the sun. Wow, you are attractive. You see the difference? We're literally getting spray tans in order to be more attractive. That was not something that you were born with. That was something you were taught.
Ta-da! It's going on sale mid-June, but you can buy it. And basically, I talk about a lot of stuff.
And so the aesthetic revolution, I certainly will have to get my hands on this book and read a Mr. Mike book, and perhaps I can do a review. And so look for that in the near future.
Two is what kind of cool, amazing technologies and innovations are coming down the pipeline to help us get more lean and jacked and better looking.
Technologies to get you more lean and jacked. I believe that was going to the hospital and getting your fat cells sucked out through the mommy makeover. I guess you could call it a daddy makeover, although he isn't a dad. And removing the skin, because in your 20s, despite the fact you're studying for your PhD, you didn't understand that becoming morbidly obese wasn't good for you and that it wouldn't help your aesthetics. But hey, he was only in his 20s. He hadn't written his PhD thesis as of yet, which contained over 300 mistakes.
The objective body composition is amazing. DexLink data avoids entirely the, well, everyone guesses body fat wrong problem because we know exactly what their body fats are.
Did he just say that there was no errors in body fat because they used the DEXA scam? Mike, I mean, we've already, both you and I together, have concluded that the DEXA scam is in fact a DEXA scam. I've made these videos for years. We've now proven this. You proved it yourself. You had 14% body fat on one DEXA scam and 6% on the other. And so it is inaccurate.
We got Western Europe, Eastern Europe. That's a lot of diversity. And let's test the robustness, because if every single result came back completely differently from all the countries, you'd be like, man, it's really cultural and really country specific.
Why would I care what different cultures care about body fat? I'm in Canada or North America. I care about North America. I don't care about what's ideal in Bangladesh. Bro from Bangladesh, I don't care. And so, hey, it's 18% body fat in Bangladesh, but it's 8% body fat again. I only care about Canada. I'm not going to Bangladesh. Perhaps you're going to bang some girls in Bangladesh, but I'm not going there.
They did a great job of separating the variables. They had 3 shoulder to waist ratios, 3 adiposity, and 3 BMI ratio levels, basically.
It's not enough, Mike. It's not a strength. They only had 3 descendable shapes in fatness. 3, only. A, B, or C. Of course they're going to choose B. They need at least 5. You perhaps didn't study this with your PhD. You need 5 in order to get a proper analysis of various physiques and so on. When you do a design study to determine these things, you're going to need 5. No need for 10, but 5. If they had 5 different studies, it could have been 5%, 10%, 15%, 20. Perhaps they would have chosen 10. But if you only have 3 and it's 6%, 13, and 21, of course they're picking 13. You need more. It wasn't enough. I mean, you would think he didn't get his PhD. I only have my master's, and at least I know how to do a proper design study.
Every study has weaknesses, almost by design, because you can only do so many things well, otherwise you're just trying to solve the whole world all at once.
Weakness number 1 is they picked average college students. This is not what we care about. We don't care about what the average person thinks. I want to know what the girls that I would like think. Is that not what you want to know? Everyone should have their own category. I like the fat bitches. Okay, what do the fat bitches look for? I want that. The smart girls. What do the smart girls look for? The educated ones, the meptograms, the ones who are surgeons. What do they go for? You know, college educated, 10 years of university or more. What do they go for? What about short girls, tall girls, black girls, white? That is what we need to know.
And people don't really assess their mates with x-ray vision. You don't have a DEXA scan in your face. And so it's great for isolating shape, but it's ecologically a little bit weird.
Exactly. You can't just look at an x-ray image at a scan and rate that on how attractive they are. A scan. I don't look at people's scans and think, oh my goodness, imagine how hot she would be. I mean, sometimes you see an overweight woman, she's 200 pounds, and you're thinking, wow, if she lost 50 pounds, she would be really, really attractive. But like, she's so heavy that, yeah, I'm not interested. But I've never looked at a scan and thought, wow, this scan in real life, oh my goodness.
These also were not fitness people, which is huge to remember.
Exactly. They're not fitness people. They're university students that probably don't even go to the gym. How is that representative of what I want?
There's no voice, right? Are you like, hey guys, how are you? That is different between different women and has an optimum somewhere.
Exactly, the voice. I mean, if you're as short as Coach Greg and you sound like me, I mean, what are the chances you're getting anyone? I mean, the only reason I can get women is I'm 6'5" when I'm sitting on my wallet.
In the real world, what is the male body fat attractiveness optimum? It's very likely about 13-ish% fat.
And so here's what I think. Mr. Mike thinks it's 13%. I'm going to say with certainty it's lower than that. If you're at 13% body fat and you drop down to 12, 11, or even 10, you're almost assuredly going to be more attractive to more of the gym bunnies. You're going to see more jawbone. You're going to be more chiseled. You're going to essentially mog. Everything will look better on you. You'll start to see more vascularity. Your clothes will fit better. Your waist will be tighter and smaller. You won't be so lean that they get that, ooh, eek, freak factor, but you're certainly going to look more like a model. And so, guys, you got to get a little bit leaner. Now, I'm not saying you need to. Now, if you're with somebody that doesn't care, she doesn't go to the gym, she's fat herself, hey, 13% is fine. But if you want to get the woman of my dreams, you gotta get leaner. Hey, we all can dream.
After you finish contest prep or 12-week diet, and you go to bars and clubs and hit on women, that's not your best time to be hitting on women.
When women see a guy and he's doing this, and you're flexing, and and you make facial expressions, and you're at 6% body fat, they're gonna say, ew, I don't like that. I prefer you with more body fat. Now, if you're at 6% body fat and you're just hanging out, you're at the pool, you're at the beach, you're just chilling with your friends. Hey, how you doing? They like it. It's the forced poses where you're flexing for all you're worth. That is the difference. And so women, they like lean men, but they don't like it when they're overly forcing it off. And so if you have a lean physique, you're single-digit body fat, you don't need to work. You just take the photo, relax, women are gonna like it. Now, if you are in fact 15% body fat and you flex, the women are not gonna be discussed because you're not showing all the veins, the vascularity. It's just not gonna be as gross. And so, depending on your body fat percentage, that is how much you have to work. It's no different on stage. If you're too lean as a woman, you're entering a bikini competition, you're not gonna tense your abs too hard, you're not gonna try to show more definition. But if you're a little bit fat on stage, you're gonna flex for all you're worth. And so depending on how lean you are in a competition, you show and you flex less. The leaner you are, the less you flex. The fatter you are, the more you flex. It's about presenting the best to the world. You think those women's wellness girls, they have quads like Coach Greg or even leaner, but you can't tell because they're not flexing. They're just showing off their legs. Let me demo. My leg does not look exceptionally lean. Pretend I'm a woman. This would not be overly conditioned on stage. Oh, you should have dieted harder. Well, why don't you flex? You do one of these and you can see the definition. Oh, that is too much. Okay, is it too much now? Am I too lean now? Are my legs too lean to be attractive? And so depending on how lean you are, you just don't show off the photos in a negative light.
If your fat mostly goes to your thighs and to your butt and to your arms and not to your midsection, you won the lottery, and at 20% body fat, you look like you're in great shape.
And so, yeah, this applies to both men and women. If you genetically store most of your fat in your stomach, as a man, you need to get leaner. Some guys like Matt does fitness. He stores most of his fat in his legs. And so he can carry a higher body fat percentage and still have the ideal male physique. For women, it's the opposite. They want their fat in their ass. And so women want to have a small waist, but a lot of junk in the trunk. That is why when I show women in videos, various videos, who have 30 to 35% body fat, which is in fact overweight, bordering on obesity, you're all going to say, no, you're a moron. She's perfect. Yeah, because she has all her fat in her ass. If the fat was not in her ass and it was in her belly, you'd be all saying that she's fat. And so depending on where you store your fat, you can carry more or less body fat as both a male or a female.
But when a girl is like a little sloppy, a little out of shape for daddy, that can be f***ing hot, huh?
This is cope. When you're a male and you have a woman who's in amazing shape, let's call it 18 to 22% body fat, an athletic female, and you say, no, she's way hotter at 30+%. It's cope because you can't get those women. They're models, perhaps, they're competitors. And if you're thinking, no, I only like her when she's fat, when she's at her worst, that's the hottest. It's cope because you can't get them when they're at their best. You can't get the highest caliber female. And so you convince yourself that, no, I don't like girls with muscle. I don't like girls who have abs showing. That's too much. It's because you can't get them. Does that make sense?
But if you want to attract more females,
sit on a bigger wallet, get more money, get a haircut, shave your face, get a proper tan, and dress nicely, wear some nice shoes and clothes, and develop a personality. That is how you're going to get your girl.
13 to 14% body fat is what most people of college age, female, consider the most attractive.
And so most women who you don't want, 13 to 14% body fat is your goal. The most women that you do want, they prefer 10 to 12% body fat. And the women who are the top tier females in the gym, they really work out hard and they're into guys with lots of muscle, bodybuilders, they want you at single digit. And the more you know.
If you want to have a really, really good time, get you to downloading the RP Hypertrophy app and the RP Diet Coach app.
Or you can get the Sculpt app, which was created by Coach Craig and Eric Janicki. We demonstrate all the exercises. The programming is there. The body fat analysis with my laser eyes. Everything you could ever ask for. If you're interested in the Sculpt app, click the link in the description. Don't forget to go to Algorex for your blood work, as well as to get your GLPs and clomiphene and Cialis, telmisartan, and everything you need for your hair. Whatever peptides, get to Algorex. Remember, compounding pharmacies for very cheap prices. Please compare them to Merrick Health. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo for Algorex. Don't forget to watch one of those two bloops. And of course, you can't Looks Max without Turk Builder Max. Well, you can, but it won't be as good. Also, it helps you to avoid marrying the wrong woman. It encourages you to get prenups. Once you take one of these pills, poof, everything in your life can change. And so please go to the website. Of course, if you're unemployed, you can use code UNEMPLOYED. I'm wearing the unemployed socks. And you can use code UNEMPLOYED for 20% off. You can also go to the website and pick up your own unemployed socks so that you can show to the world how employed you actually are and that you're gregging your Doucette. Just don't forget the GO2 Max all over her stomach. Looking to be sponsored or carry the supplements in your stores or gym, or to be coached by myself and my team, please click the link in the description. And until next time, I am out.